power, which in oil painting, okay, here's the best example I can think of. Oh, hello, Royal Speedwagon, hello! Have any of you ever been in human school, maybe kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, being very young, and you're painting a picture of a sky? Let's say you have an assignment where you have to paint a picture, and you have to paint, and you're trying to paint a yellow sun on a blue sky, and you take the yellow paint and you try to put it on top of the blue paint, and it just turns kind of green. Has that ever happened to you? When you had, every time you tried to use yellow paint as a younger human, the yellow can never cover anything? That's because it's cheap. Well, more than that, it's because it's a translucent pigment. So, pigments have like different particle sizes and stuff, and also different mediums. So, kids' grade paint for like doesn't really have very much pigment in it anyway, but and because it's supposed to be washable and stuff. But if I were to compare cadmium yellow, which is right here, versus a tube of, I don't know, Hansa yellow, cadmium can cover over black. Hansa yellow will just kind of tint it. Like if I wanted to paint a yellow sun on a blue sky, I would use cadmium because it has very strong covering power. Paint nerds are also chemistry nerds. Yup! Hello, Dolphin Verb. You're completely correct. Some of my favorite YouTube channels are ones where like people I love those videos by Nile Red where he synthesizes pigments. And there's like a few other channels of dudes who do that. Like they synthesize pigments and then paint with them. I think that's so cool. It's really interesting. And like the history of pigments and synthetic pigments, like maybe you need to be like an ultra nerd like me to appreciate it or to like have any interest in it whatsoever. But I think it's really cool. I think it's very cool. I think it's very interesting. Kind of like the development of human art alongside the technology. Like, for instance, blue. The color blue. Some of you may know this one already. The color blue was a very uncommon and expensive pigment. And it was in medieval Christian art, for instance, blue was always reserved for the clothing of the Virgin Mary. Why? Because they wanted to deck her out in the most expensive possible pigment and make her stand out as being the one in blue when nobody else had blue, because blue was too expensive because it was ground up lapis lazuli mineral. But then they figured out how to synthesize blue. And that was like a pretty big innovation. But until they did, blue equals big money. The patron had money to blow on the most expensive pigment. And Tyrian purple is another famous one, the Roman paint color that was reserved for like the emperor and nobles and stuff, because it was made of crushed up snails found in only one place, and you needed like tens of thousands of snails to get enough pigment for one cloak. And so that was rich person stuff. Most of my knowledge about human history comes through the lens of art history, because I'm a nerd. Cost a pretty penny, them snails. Yup. In fact, I don't know if they even still make pigments with those snails. I wonder if people, like a lot of traditional pigments, even the toxic ones, are still made like for historical preservation purposes. Like you can still buy lead white paint. Like there's still practicing artists who swear by it, who will not use like just titanium white. They will only use lead white because it has different properties. It has like better translucency, it mixes better. My oil painting teacher used lead white, and he's like, yeah, you want to wear gloves, you don't want to get it on you, but be in a well-ventilated space, but it's worth it. And there are people who think that way. I hope I'm not nerding out too hard on you guys. Especially since I think there are quite a few people watching who are new to Mipple streams. So I apologize if I'm hitting you with like a information overload. When it comes to art and art history, I really nerd out big time. I love it. Wait. I'm also the type of person who will like watch videos on YouTube about like craftsman techniques. Like any video showing how something is made. Oh my god, the TV show How It's Made from the Discovery Channel. Oh, goated! Greatest TV show ever put on TV. Love it. Okay, let's see. We need a bit more shadow under where this cord is gonna go. I do play video games on this channel also. I don't only nerd. I also play video games, although not very well. But I am a VTuber, so that might go without saying. Actually, I'm doing a charity stream soon. Like it can run all month, but I was gonna do incentives like for a certain set of time. Still haven't fully set those up, admittedly, but that will be fun, I think. If anybody is into that kind of thing, charity stuff. If you like that. Let me check chat. I sometimes I will admit that one of my weaknesses is that during these oil painting streams I have a tendency to get really into the painting and forget to check chat, and I apologize. If I miss your message, it's not personal or anything. I just I'm sorry. I'm just focusing on Todd's beauty. Can you drop a few clips in the Discord? Sure. Hello, Oxide. I think a lot of How It's Made is on YouTube now. Okay, let's see. Where is the next thing to do? I think I want to add a little bit of highlighting. I'm gonna do some highlights to kind of bring some of this out a little bit. That barely did anything. That barely did anything. I might have to exaggerate the brightness of the highlights more than I otherwise would, so it shows up. Get some yellow in there, make it nice and saturated. Saturation refers to the strength of the hue on a color. So like brown versus orange. Brown and orange are the same color, they just have different saturation and value. Fun fact. Yeah, I think that'll work. Hello, anime guy. Okay. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's a little exaggerated compared to the reference, but it'll help pop. blend that in a little bit. Boop, 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 boop. Love oil paint, blends so beautifully. I have to de-emphasize this shadow here a little bit. It's a little too strong. Blend that out. You're capturing his immaculate smugness. Well, the face I'm not touching because you can check out the VOD actually on my YouTube or Twitch of part 1 where we did the face. I'm actually not really doing the face at all today because I spent a really long time on it, and I'm scared. Like, I could go in and try to touch things up, but I'm scared of messing it up. I'm scared of ruining it after it got to a point where I think it looks pretty good, so leaving it. Why does this man look like that one Bethesda guy? Does it? Wow, that's a coincidence. What are the chances? Okay. So we're gonna blend some more. We're gonna add some more highlights. We're gonna add some more blending. This patch here is a little tricky. Starfield has a good soundtrack, right? Does it? I haven't really seen much of it or played it. Hope it does. Okay. Let's see. Oh. Okay, that could work. Already beat it on New Game Plus. Woo. Am I to take that to mean that it's a good game? I hope so. Because if it's a good game, that means that they might not mess up the next Elder Scrolls game, which is what I really care about. Okay. How do we let her down gently? Oh no. Is it not good? Did Todd lie to me? There's no way he would do that, right? He wouldn't. I'm just looking at my reference and thinking about what I need to add right now. Okay, I think the suit is almost done. Then we gotta go in on the collar, and then at the very end we'll add the white highlights to the collar and that little doohickey thingy on him. You lost hope for Elder Scrolls when they released Skyrim, but Skyrim was a phenomenal, massive mega hit that a lot of people, including myself, enjoyed. Like, maybe moral boomers were, like, unhappy, but I don't know. Hello, Pac-Man! A hit doesn't mean it was a good RPG. Well, that's true. That's true. Numerical success doesn't necessarily respond to, or correspond to quality. That is true. I mean, I actually bought, like, the collector's edition, the Skyrim collector's edition, the one with Alduin. Alduin still sits in my display case. I don't think Skyrim was my favorite Elder Scrolls. That's gotta be Oblivion, just because it was the first one that I played with, like, some level of, like, adult cognition. Because I played Morrowind, but I didn't quite understand what kind of game it was. Not at the time. I just liked exploring and stealing pots and pans from people's houses and then reselling.